and welcome to Studio
Set
Stage, a weekly podcast with us, Cynthia Mallard
and Marq, where we take you from the studio to the set to the stage
in the world of entertainment.
What's up, guys? Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq.
Hey, welcome back to another exciting week of Studio Set Stage. Y'all, we cannot believe, this week has been, on fire.
Man,
so much happens. It's like you can't even blink your eye or turn your head. We were actually just about to just talk a little bit about the R.kelly interview, but when we actually got a notification just now coming down, Jussie Smollett indicted on 16 felony counts by Chicago grand jury. 16
counts.
Count them. 1, 2, 3. Count it. 16 counts. Wow.
Yes.
For lying about a supposed hate crime, of course, according to multiple reports. So we just getting this, y'all, for Studio Set Stage. Like I said, he is one of our favorite actors on a hit show, Empire, and just cannot believe that the turn of events that's happening around us.
Yeah, Cynthia, it seems like it was bad and now it just got worse.
It just got
got real.
Yeah, super real. So it looks like I said, Jussie Smollett will have to report.
Yeah.
Go to trial, right?
Go to trial. And if he's found guilty, he will be in jail.
He will be in jail.
Mm-hmm.
How do you go from just being okay and getting paid and doing it big, and then now all of a sudden you in jail, right?
Well, it's those things surrounding it. It's all the things. It's not just about, doing, you say, he's this actor. But it's all those things leading to him actually getting to the set.
And forgetting who you are, where you are, and how blessed that you have been, which leads us to another blessed person, talking about that R.kelly.
Ooh, man.
Many of you are probably wondering kind of what our take is on the whole R.kelly fiasco that has come down this week. We ain't gonna spend too much time on it, but I will say shout out to the Miss Gayle King for amazing interview. I would just say that much.
Yes, the interview took place on CBS this morning. Yeah, Gayle did a phenomenal job. She held her composure down.
She did more than just man, come on now. You got to give it to her.
The subject of the interview did not hold his composure.
No.
But
he didn't.
I think it was they're actually going to be airing it in its entirety, I think, tonight. Primetime
Friday
special.
night, yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, you know what? And like I said, we touched on it last Studio Set Stage, but kind of once you saw the interview, just give me your take. I mean, especially being a musician in the music realm, just give me, what your initial thoughts were after you saw it.
I thought it was a powder keg waiting to explode.
What's a
You guys know what I'm talking about.
Okay. Break it down for us. Go ahead.
Well, there was an article that actually was looking at the.
I don't want your intellectual. I want to know what you thought.
No. I'm telling you.
Initially.
Let me explain.
Okay.
Because some people like to think, and I like to base what I say on facts.
And I get that.
And I like to back that up.
But I want to know, because you have been a fan of R.kelly. You are a musician, as many of our Studio Set Stage listeners are, and they want to know
Let me say
what you feel
this
about it.
again.
Okay.
I thought it was a powder keg getting ready to explode.
Ready to explode?
Yes, as it unraveled. Because starting out, the intentions, like they say, the road to hell was paved with good intentions.
Right.
I think R.kelly was attempting to try to sway public opinion on the whole situation.
Who the hell told him to go on
and my thing was,
interview?
It was a disaster.
It was
waiting to happen
with a big D,
automatically.
With a capital D. Yeah.
And so I think that's what happened. I mean, it backfired. I feel, because after the interview, just a couple of hours, which it happened this past Wednesday. Yeah. After the interview, and for you guys that don't know the whole story, after the interview aired, hours later, he was arrested for failure to pay child support.
Jesus
so
Christ.
He winded up
over $100,000, I think.
Well, it's $161,000.
Unbelievable.
But he winded up back in jail.
Yeah.
And I believe it was due to the fact that he did the interview.
Yeah. Well, you know what? We're going to wrap this up on
Right.
like we're not going to spend like the entire time on him.
Yes, please.
But like you were saying, dropped by the label. And basically, when you get dropped by the label, that means you're dropped by the PR. You're dropped by everything that is funded by the label. So obviously, if he had still been represented by the label, the PR team would have never, ever let him go on TV like that.
Well,
never.
I mean, and honestly, a lot of that is, it's a misconception because the label primarily, it's a record label. Their primary function is to sell music.
Yeah.
And any any visual things connected with the music. That's where it stops.
Yeah.
In terms of the artist, now they will do some, clean up or whatever to make sure that their asset in terms of the artist is kept protected.
But no more. Okay.
Not at all.
No more. Well,
Not
you know
at
what?
all.
I just want to say shouts out to all of my women. Today is International Women's Day. And I want to recognize all my ladies doing big things, those in the past, right now, and those who will come after us. I mean, it's a huge day, of course. Like we said, we always talk about, we're celebrating and hats off or whatever, but it's also a day in realizing that women, we have so much more to do. Like right now, we're not paid equally like men are, especially in the studio set stage world. So we have a farther way to go, I will say.
Yes.
And it's something that we need to, as men, as women, that we need to champion. This today, International Women's Day. If you haven't heard, the official color is purple moving forward.
Okay. Well, and that's why I was asking how you were, because you are a woman that's, doing things and making things happen. So, I wanted to wish you a happy International Women's Day. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank you.
See that?
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You get thrown under the bus. As brothers, we get thrown under the bus.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's just important. It's just important that we have equality across the board.
Yes, I agree.
So many instances we are victims, not looked at as equals.
Yes.
Looked at as, of course, the weaker sex and the person and the gender that can't get things done. And as the days go by, we are changing that narrative. You got to think about the Shonda Rhimes. I mean, the Rihannas. There's the Mae Jemisons. There's so many of us who are breaking those stereotypes down day by
definitely.
day.
If it wasn't for women actually breaking down barriers, I think, a lot of things wouldn't be available for men, to take advantage of. So, I mean, it takes two, and definitely without the woman, there wouldn't be a man, because, a woman brought it as a man. I say, we have mothers, and mothers are women, and they brought us into the world. So I definitely salute all of the women that are positive and moving things forward, and all the women around the world.
Think about all of our 36, I think in the U.S., think about 36 to 38 women who were elected to Congress.
All right.
So, I mean, it's just, there's so many areas where Ava DuVernay, we always talk about her. We always talk about the directors, writers, Shonda Land. Getting deals like over $100 million budget of films, or just really rocking it out. These are things that have been accomplished by men, but it was a man's club. A boys' club or whatever. And so now, just so happy that women are getting a fair shake, so to speak, in certain areas.
And I say this too. I mean, to have women and to involve women, I mean, it makes common sense. Because it helps expand the whole platform, especially in music, not just relating it to just music, but I'm talking about in general. Without women, what would the world be? Like
nothing, like James Brown said.
It's a man's world.
That's right.
It's a man's world.
Right, but it wouldn't mean nothing without what?
Yeah, a woman and a girl.
Okay,
right?
I was about to say,
right.
I'm testing you right there, making sure you got those words together. So, yeah.
Okay. She's feeling herself, y'all, because it is Women's Day.
I am.
But she feels herself all the time. So anyway,
they know that. Hey, they know that. They don't need you to say that. But we're just so happy, like I said, that you have joined us again for another week of Studio Set Stage.
Right. Yes.
Like I said, we are in the middle of pilot season. For those of you who are actors, performers, directors, anybody who works with television and film, you know, like this is really just a crazy time. I'll be honest with you, like I'm kind of like out of my head right now. I had about 2 or 3 auditions this week already. I do have another that is due, and you know what? Let me just go ahead and be candid with you. I am like, why do I have to go and audition? But then I think about this,
really?
Cynthia, right. I've been in this for a long time, and every job, I don't care what you're doing, you know, you're a teacher, you're an actor, you're a figure skater, there's a process, right?
Yes, it is.
To every occupation, and it's just part of the business.
Yes, it is.
I mean, you may have, say, booked a lot of roles, with one casting director, and you may still have to audition, just like they never saw you before.
Yeah, I mean, that's like you said, it goes back to what you said. It's the process. With that on acting, I mean,
performance, period.
Even in music, you have to sometimes say, hey, I know I'm capable. I've already had a track record. I've produced hits. I've been able to write songs that were hits. However, it's on to the next.
It's on to the next.
And like you say, you're only as good as your last.
Oh my God, I was reading your mind when you said,
right. So, I mean, in understanding the process, it helps you to be acclimated to that and be consistent.
Exactly. And you don't have, what? You don't have to, I'll be honest with you, and I don't know if we've ever said this on Studio Set Stage, you don't really have to like the process. I think I've heard some other, minds in this business say, "Oh, you've got to love it, you've got to like this." And honestly, no. You don't have to like the process. That's the way I think. You don't have to like so some people I know, a lot of close actors that I'm friends with, they don't like the process of auditioning, right? We love the actual getting on set, being able to play out the human condition, but all of the stuff leading up to it sometimes can be tedious. Right. And it can wear you down.
It can be cumbersome. Like they say, it's not for the faint because it's those things it's part of it, I mean, in the, like you said, the auditioning process, the uncertainty of it. And that's one thing that is certain is the uncertainty, going through that, knowing that you've prepared and you've practiced, you've rehearsed, and then to get there and man, maybe the audition didn't go like you quite wanted.
And maybe it was horrible.
And then you was like, oh man, I messed up. So, you have all those thoughts.
It's a lot of A-listers will tell you, they absolutely despise like the auditioning process. I mean, you've heard Tiffany Haddish talk about it. Even just recently, we were talking. I think we were off air talking about actor Mahershala Ali, and he talks about his audition for the Game of Thrones. I don't know if you guys caught this or whatever, but he talks about he had auditioned for this particular casting director over and over. He went in. He basically thought, okay, I've got this. I guess he was overlooked for previous projects with the casting director, and he went in there. He thought he had everything together, whatever, and he bombed it, and he was just like, Jesus Christ.
I think I remember seeing that. He said it was on like a technicality, like he came in and he thought he would be able to lean up against the way the setting was, but they didn't even have that kind of.
They didn't have a chair. They didn't have a chair.
Like
so
that.
He's like, he said when he auditions, he needs, especially if he's going in 1-to-1, face to face, he needs a chair for him to feel comfortable and relaxed. So everybody has something that throws them off. So,
definitely.
Me, I tend to think that like I think I'm good in person. I don't think I'm great at self-tapes, but, as a rule of thumb, for those of you who are in the business, like you said, you have to get acclimated. You have to get comfortable with every step in whatever your process is.
And know, just in that, know that you have to be prepared for anything, especially in that, the expectations, not to put too much on that, but just know you have to be prepared, not the expectation, but the preparation. Going into that. Because if you prepared and you prepared for all those things, the expectations will kind of match what you're prepared to do.
And don't think it's just you because you're here and you're just starting out. Man, you just heard us talk about Mahershala Ali. I mean, come on, the A-list actor or whatever, right? And it still happens to them, So,
Yes, indeed. Speaking of that, one thing, even on the music side, I was in my class and I was dealing with, I had a student that just asked me, they said, I've got a song right now and it's being I have some people at the label, they're looking at it and
oh wow, cool.
Right now
you can't drop no names, huh?
I can't okay,
all right. Okay.
I can't do that yet. But they were saying that I just wasn't prepared for the song, because even with what I contributed to it, I just wasn't satisfied with it. But I said, I know you have certain expectations, but a lot of times, sometimes we can overthink it, and in a lot of cases, it might be where you feel like, okay, this is my favorite, I want to focus on this. But it could be the opposite that gets the look. I'm saying, even though you might set certain things on that as far as creating, but you got to make sure that, you understand and take everything that you do and kind of have the same level of, okay, well, it's this song, I'm going to make sure I have all of my registrations. I want to make sure I have all of those things on point for that. Just as you would, say, okay, well, I really put my time and I love this song, but then this song, I'll put it to the side. You have to look at each song potentially as the one, that can take you there.
Yeah, I get it.
And so, in that, even when you're preparing and like you said for auditioning, you say, well, man, I don't know if I did that. Well, okay, what you think you did and what it is, it might be something totally different. But like you said, again, it just goes to you go in there. Look, you go in there 100%. Now, I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying, okay, Cynthia didn't really like to audition, but okay, that may be true, but I may not like it, but I know that it's part of the process. Right. So I'm going to give it like my 150% or whatever. Yes, it is. It is an opportunity to perform. Like I said before, to live out the human condition, to be an amazing storyteller, right? But sometimes you can, like you said, you can get in your head or you can start thinking about other things or whatever when you're auditioning, but you got to throw that stuff to the side. Yeah, you got to get that out your mind. You do. Yeah, because it kind of will, like they said, they're saying you can outthink yourself out of the opportunity.
Ooh, man, what you saying? What? Oh my God, you better say that.
Yeah, so, and you don't want to do that. Yeah. But like you said, I wish you, you've got a lot of things as far as with auditions. Yeah. You're going to do what you do.
I promise you. Honestly, everybody who's in the business, you can relate. It's like a marathon right now.
Yes,
lots of television shows, lots of films, like I said, rolling out. And most of them, a majority of them are shooting right here in Atlanta. So we are so fortunate to be located right here. And like I said, we have lots of different innovations that are coming up with Studio Set Stage Girl. So we just want you just to tune in every week as you see how our show will evolve and change over the weeks or whatever. But I do know that you got like some amazing information on the music side, right?
Speaking,
that you were talking about off air.
You was talking. We was talking about this, and last night, for example, I was at an event sponsored by Widow Workshop, and kudos to them, called R.kelly, Chuck Harmony.
Yes.
Definitely. They had an event at the Zuccotti Gallery downtown last night.
Downtown Atlanta?
Yeah, downtown Atlanta. Yes, that's where we are in the A. Tiny Book Club. And this is a event that they started, and it basically is a bringing of people to really just start coming back and connecting, and through reading, through books. And I put emphasis on tiny books because, not everybody has time in their schedule to read, a 15-chapter novel, But however, reading is fundamental, as they say. Reading Rainbow. Remember that? Reading is fundamental.
Yeah,
and
you're dating yourself.
And no.
Did you watch LeVar Burton and Reading Rainbow?
I heard about it. Yeah. When I was a kid, who didn't? Everybody knows.
The people who were born in 1998.
Yeah. So I am. Yeah. 90s baby. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, but reading is fundamental. You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to get you.
Yeah. Okay. Some people might get that. Some people won't. But anyway.
I know.
But like I was saying, honestly, it was a great event, and really talked about that, and just in connecting with that. But as I was leaving, and you was talking about pilot season and film, I was trying to get my way back on the interstate, and they had all these roadblocks going on because they're actually filming. I think they're filming Bad Boys 3 right now.
Welcome to ATL, right.
Mm-hmm. But found out some interesting news, especially yesterday. We talked about over the last couple of months, they had the passage of the Music Modernization Act.
Yeah, you were talking
around
about it
the end
before.
of 2018.
Yeah.
And, we talked about some of the ramifications that they had. But just a couple of days ago, there are new developments, right, where the digital streaming services are declaring war on the songwriters. And they're going to the U.S. Appeals Court to overturn the royalties that were,
awarded, or
they're basically going to overturn the royalty increases made by the passage of the MMA.
I got you.
That, is supposed to go to
Spotify,
songwriters.
YouTube?
No, the actual service providers are going to be Amazon, Spotify.
Yeah.
And I think it's one more, Pandora.
Okay, yeah.
Apple is not involved.
Okay.
But these are three of the top digital streaming service providers. And, a lot of the songwriters, they consider that a slap in the face, because the increase that was passed by the MMA would increase payouts by at least 44%.
Yeah.
And this is supposed to take place over a 5-year period.
So what? So why not? So they don't want to pay the money, basically?
Basically, they are saying no. No. And, it's like they're saying pretty much because there were no regulations on that prior.
Yeah.
And they said, well, it works. They're getting some payout, but the thing is, with Spotify paying you almost a fourth of a penny per stream, and there is no structure in that, and it was left at the discretion of the actual digital service provider. So the MMA actually brought structure to that, and would increase the payments, and they thought it would be a great starting point to create that bridge to connect between the digital service provider and the writer. However, that is not the case. So it's going to be who
do you think is going to win in this one?
It's hard to say. Because right now,
sounds like the artist,
as they have the passage, though, but the payouts, they're just now getting ready to start. And so they're saying, well, I guess the service provider is saying, well, before it really gets in line, I think we're going to appeal it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? To be honest with you, this is the digital age, and I believe that, like, every day, like we were talking off air, every day every day something's new. Like something rolls out totally new, whereas technology was changing every year. It went from every year to every 6 months to every 3 months to a month. Now it's like every week you have to update something.
Yeah, well, because of technology, it is provided resources and tools. So, that's one thing. Change is always going to be involved in this industry. Yeah. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you are aware in terms of creators and songwriters that they're properly compensated.
Exactly. Especially with the different platforms where their music is actually streaming.
Right.
Like they should be getting compensated for every one of those platforms or however it goes out.
Yes, indeed. So. And understanding that, and I think that was the purpose behind the Music Modernization Act, because prior to the passage of that, some of the laws that they were using to regulate some of these new platforms was on the books since 1909. So,
so that's outdated. Right.
Yeah, but
exactly.
I mean, with this, like you said, is ever changing. Now, every 60 to 90 days, there's major changes that's going on. But technology always goes way ahead of the regulations of the laws.
That's right.
So I'm thinking right now, I think this is going to have to be a rallying of the creators, the songwriters, and those that are not aware of these things, because, like I said before, policy does affect how you maneuver in the industry.
Exactly.
Policy creates that. So, I mean, we have to be on top of that and understand as a business, because this is a business, how policy affects business. And for the songwriter, this can be, really comes down to the bottom line. It can affect what you get, what you get paid.
Exactly, your livelihood.
And so, we're going to be following that and staying abreast.
So if you're just joining us, you're listening to Studio Set Stage. I'm Cynthia Mallard.
And I'm Marq Dean.
And just basically, like I said, another week of Studio Set Stage. Don't forget, we are on all social at Studio Set Stage. You know what? I just wanted to, I know like we're winding down, but I wanted to actually bring up, that Wendy Williams actually came back to work this week. And we just want to say shout out to our fellow girl in the media. Shouts out to Wendy Williams. The reason why I bring it up is because I know we were talking earlier this week, just looking at all the social platforms, people dogging Wendy out, saying, she's on drugs and all kinds of different things. You know what? I just want to say for you guys who are listening, it is okay to have a downtime. In this business, it is okay to have downtime to make sure that you are taking care of your physical as well as your mental health.
Right. I agree. That's important. Health is wealth. And you got to be able to take care of yourself. Because without health, you won't be able to implement the things that you're trying to do.
Exactly.
And in this thing, like you said, I remember you saying this is a marathon.
It is.
It's not given to the swift.
It is.
And if you're not able to endure, then you're not gonna succeed.
It's important.
Right.
It's just like I said. It kind of just rattled me, and it ticked me off. It's like, you do film or you do television or you do music or you're a producer, and when you have that downturn, maybe you hit the bottom, maybe you're not at the top or you're not winning at this moment. People just like to just throw you to the wolves, and I have a problem with that because this business that we're in, it's not easy.
No, it's not. It's not for the faint.
If you're living it,
right.
it's not easy.
Yeah, and in that you got to understand too, and what we talk about, understanding that those things, they come with it, And like you said, it's not for the faint, you know. And in this thing, people see the end result, you know. They just see you on TV and they feel like, oh man, you know, they're on TV and this is that and the third.
And they think that you never have a bad day.
No.
One thing I think in this business, I think we forget that people are human. Like your favorite pop star or your favorite actor or your favorite music producer, your favorite gaffer, like they are human. And just like they can be up, you know, up here on Monday one day, they can be down here. I mean, hey, we just mentioned what R.kelly, right? Or Wendy Williams or Queen Bee, you know. I mean, there's so many instances that, you know, you can't count people out. Everybody needs time to rest, to recover, sometimes to even regroup.
Yeah, you do. You gotta make time. You know, time is an important element, and you gotta make sure that you take care of yourself. You know, take care of you, because when you take care of you, you're able to take care of the business.
It doesn't mean you're out. It doesn't mean you're out. You're out of, you know, you're out of the game. You know, I think a lot of times we're just so consumed with keeping up the image, keeping up the image that we are just that we're A-listers, that we're on the top, and that we can't be crying.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't have hurt feelings or whatever, or we can't be sick or whatever. And that's what the industry fosters, because I also think that it comes from, okay, if this person is sick, okay, who's the next person who can replace them? Because in this business, there's always somebody ready to replace you.
Oh yeah, there's always somebody waiting in the in the ranks, in the wings. You know, to say, well, hey, you know, all right, well, they're not cutting it, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm ready. You know, and a lot of times that's how opportunities come in this thing.
It is.
It's very unorthodox.
It is.
And you have to understand. I mean, you know, that's why going back to what you said is always important. You know, and in this thing, you got to scale it, and you got to know that there's a balance, and how personal life, you know, and what you do in that affects the business. And you're right. And my thing is, I just had to just throw that in there. I know you'll forgive me for that, but I just had, because people are so quick to throw you to the wolves or throw you to the dogs. You know, I have been hired, fired, laid off. I've been hired again or whatever. Oh yeah.
And of course, you always have people on the side who's like, you know, whatever, and then you come back up. But it's about how you rebound.
Right.
It's about how you come back. So,
it is, and there's redemption in that when you know that you know you might fall down, like they say, you fall down 7 times, you get up 8.
Right.
You know,
right.
And you know, I just say that, and to you guys out there that follow us, we want to encourage you that, you know, do not give up, do not quit. You know, one of the best things I can say, and this is from experience, is when I got to that point where I almost wanted to throw in the towel, that's when another opportunity or breakthrough came.
Man,
so I want
that.
to encourage you guys. You know, we here at Studio Set Stage, we want to encourage you. You know, we want to provide some resources and tools that you can use. And actually, when you listen to us, you know, you walk away and you feel, okay, man, yeah, I've got a jewel that might just help me go a little bit further.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly.
Definitely.
Well, I just want to, like I said, want to remind you guys, please download, subscribe, comment, like on our YouTube channel. Okay, it's Studio Set Stage with me, Cynthia Mallard, and Marq Dean. You can find us at all podcast outlets.
Yes, that's Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, and again, like she said, YouTube. So reach out to us, man. We love the feedback.
You can follow me, Cynthia Mallard, IG, Cynthia Mallard World.
Yes, follow me, IG, Marq Dean Music. Keep reaching out to us. We love it.
Keep us in your prayers. We love you guys. Look forward to another Studio Set Stage next week.
Take care.